Hey guys, this is KSP with Dave, and today you join me for the third installment of KSP Dogfights, and today we are in the Korean War, and we are flying our F86 Sabre, and it would appear we've picked up a MiG-15. Yes, we are diving right into this first little bit. Yes, we were out on patrol, of course, by ourselves without a wingman. He died. And then a single MiG-15, who also lost a wingman, picked us up, and it appears we will have to evade this perfidious plane, which is armed with many a weapon, which will be explained in a little bit. But yes, right now I'm just trying to get behind it and out-turn it. But it turns pretty well, and this is slightly limited in its ability to turn. Yes, but I do dive over the top of him in a rather nice maneuver. But yes, he is. We are finally behind him. That was a quick little, I don't know what you call that, but a vertical loop is usually how I get behind people, because it's not what they're expecting, and then boom, they did! But yes, I will unleash my 50 caliber machine guns, 6 of them, upon this MiG-15. But I'm still having trouble learning to control this, and it's coming right for me and it flies over me. It would appear it has managed to, well, turn enough that I'm not solidly behind it anymore. But yes, I couldn't get a ton of shots off right there. It's a difficult thing, I guess. But anyway, we are going to try and get behind it, but this MiG seems to like to joust quite a lot, and it's opening fire with what I believe to be a 23mm cannon, or 2 of them at least, and it's right on our tail there, and it scores a hit. Something explodes, but the plane looks fine. But yes, the ammo box has exploded. I have no ammo, but that was a pretty close encounter. That was like right on my jacksie, and then just put a couple of bullets in. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to run at it and try and confuse it into the ocean, because I've made planes crash before, but then I decide that's foolish and try to run away and totally don't show where it can shoot me. But yes, you can see those large bullets peppering just past us. We just managed to evade them, but it is right in its kill position again, right behind me, and it opens fire a little, but I do just manage to evade. We're just going to see how long we can evade this for, and probably not try too hard or the video will go on forever. But yes, a little bit of aerobatics. You can see the engine is very warm. It's glowing red along with the rear wings and elevators and part of the fuselage. But yes, we can't do this forever, of course, because it will tear us apart with its cannons. But it looks like it's coming right for us now in one of its classic jousts, and I'm just going to try and turn away so that we don't have to take it in the face. But yes, the bullets rain in, and they finally find their mark, sending our plane down to sleep with the fishes, and there goes the MiG. Anyway, yes, so that is the first conflict in this this Kerbal Korean War. But we will strike back with a proper invasion after we've taken a bit of a closer look at the planes. Okay, so after our little meeting with the MiG-15 and our F86 Sabre, I thought I'd come into the space plane hangar, or I guess these aren't really space planes, but whatever, and take a look at the planes, because in my last episode I think some of the experts, or maybe just War Thunder University experts, but I'm not sure, of course, were disenfranchised with the things I was saying about various planes having various guns, and I think that's fair, because sometimes I'd make an unrealistic decision for the sake of gameplay, but I thought I would come into here and show you what I've done this time. I've tried to be more realistic, because I think if you're like me, you probably would want to see something more realistic rather than just, oh, these guns are kind of like the ones that had. So let's start with the F86 Sabre. Now, I'll just say that the texture pack, this is all. This comes with Fire Spitter. That's why this has the same sort of markings as an F86 Sabre, and all of the wings and the engine and stuff. It basically has an F86 Sabre pack, so yeah, that's that. But anyway, the guns. That's what we really want to talk about, is these 6 Browning 50 caliber machine guns, and that is pretty much what the F86 Sabre carried, 6 50 caliber machine guns. I'm not sure if they were Browning, but you kind of would expect. It's America, right? And yes, because you may be wondering, why did it have like 6 machine guns? That seems kind of janky. Well, modern jets have 1 Gatling gun, which is capable of throwing out maybe up to 8,000 rounds a minute. But if you have 6 machine guns, which have a much lower rate of fire, but if you have 6, they can do a similar job. And you want to put as much ammo in front of you as possible to take down your enemy. And this is quite an iconic look, really. If you've ever seen pictures of these planes firing, the 6 machine guns going off looks pretty incredible, and I think that is one of the most iconic things of the Korean War, really. But yes, that is that. I'm not going to talk for too long about these, but let's take a quick look at the MiG-15, which is a slightly worse rendition because, of course, I don't have the texture pack. But I went for something. I thought the MiG looked a little more round than the Sabre, so I went for these kind of parts, and it's got a bit too short a nose, but I couldn't really figure out how to do that better. And this engine, I think I've done a reasonably good job. I mean, I'm no, like, amazing designer, but, I mean, the tailplane, that's all okay. The wings were kind of hard to get right, and it looks kind of janky, but I didn't go too crazy with this one, because that's not the one we're flying, so you won't have to look at it as much. But yeah, again, procedural wings are what I use for this. And yeah, anyway, so what weapons does this have? Well, I'm a little confused about this. I put on the guns that Wikipedia said it had, but I'm not sure that that's what you'd use in air combat, but maybe you can correct me. I'm sure many of you know a lot more than me. But anyway, what does it have? Well, it has two of these 23mm cannons and one 30mm cannon. Now, the real MiG-15 did in fact carry two 23mm cannons, but it carried a 37mm cannon. Was it? Yeah, I think it was. One second. Yes, it did indeed carry one 37mm cannon. Now there is no 37mm cannon. There's a 40mm cannon, which is closer than a 30mm cannon, but it's massive and it has a tiny rate of fire, which makes it far less like what the MiG-15 would really have than this cannon, because this has a slightly higher rate of fire and a slightly smaller round, so I think it evens out. But yes, these are the cannons I picked for it, and that is according to Wikipedia. If I am wrong, feel free to tell me, because I was a little like, would that be what I had? But anyway, yes, anyway, let's get on to the real proper conflict of this, of this video. Yes, so here we are on the island runway with our 4 F86 Sabres. Yes, the American jets. I don't think I've mentioned that yet. Good job, Peter. But yes, there are 4 MiG-15s over at the KSC, and we need to take them down. Yes, for once I've got an even fight. 4 MiG-15s versus 4 F86 Sabres, although that is truly not even in the Korean War. Since in the Korean War there was a 10-to-1 kill ratio between American and Korean pilots. Yes, they are Russian jets, but they were used by North Korea. I'm sure you know how the Korean War worked. But yes, so we will hopefully go over there and get a 10-to-1 kill ratio, which is going to be quite hard given that there's only 4 jets, but maybe we'll just go and find some more jets and just shoot them and be like, yeah, 10-to-1! Anyway, so we've got the, we're using the Wing Commander and BD Armory to tell them to take off, and they do some, I just love watching the Wing Commander make them do aerobatics. It's just so freaking beautiful. And look how good those turns look. I freaking love that. Yes, BD Armory truly has gotten amazing, and hopefully we'll be upgrading to 1.1 at some point. They're actually, apparently boats work in 1.1 now, so maybe Battle of Midway. But anyway, it took a little while to go over here, but I did get this really nice shot of 3 of us flying in formation while one was lagging behind. But yeah, I thought that was a really nice shot. Probably will be the thumbnail. But anyway, here we are. The other planes have lagged behind quite a lot, for some reason, because they got all confused when one of them caught up. So I'm going in by myself, effectively. And, and the other 3 will be there in a bit, so I'm probably going to die. Yeah! I've got faith in myself and my jet. But yeah, I'm going really fast now. I'm actually almost supersonic, which is actually pretty realistic for these jets, because they actually got pretty close to supersonic. Anyway, 2 of the MiG-15s take off, but 2 of them don't. I think I forgot to turn their engines off. I mean, they clearly are taking off in a tiered mode so that when people brake to chase the others, they take off behind them. That's what happened. That's what that was. Anyway, so back in my plane. Now the other MiGs are taken off, and the F86s seem to be hounding the 2 that have already taken off. So this clearly worked. This tiered attack clearly worked. Clearly my plan. Clearly the Koreans' plan. Anyway, yes, you can see it's just a mess of planes and gunfire, and I'm trying to control this, but it's being quite janky, actually. You can see it was wobbling around quite a lot. Having a little trouble controlling this. I probably should have used a joystick, but emphasize joy. Yeah, probably should have used a joystick or a HOTAS. Probably would have given me finer control, but yeah, I usually find it kind of harder. Anyway, so we could just watching them all just open fire. There's a MiG letting up on I think one of our F86. Well, what else is it going to let up on? And over there we've got 2 planes that have that have gone off, and there's a MiG chasing the F86. So since there's no one else over there to help him, I thought I'd fly over and try and help my wingman, who looks like he's in a bit of distress, really. I mean, there's MiG riding his tail, but it doesn't, well, I don't think I'm actually going to be able to shoot him down so quickly. So what I'm going to try and do is just curtail these people back into the main battle so they don't go out of load range. I did up the load range to like 8 kilometers in this, but yeah. I hear an explosion, and I think something has been shot down. Yes, that is a MiG-15, the first death of this little battle is a MiG-15, and there's another explosion there behind something, but it might be just something hidden in the ground, actually. That's what I reckon it is. Anyway, so I decided to come down on top of this MiG, since I can't seem to hold the target for long. I tried to come down on top of him, but he's coming right at me, so he just flies right past. We get some great shots of that, but these MiGs just seem to love, like, air jousting, which is not a particularly good thing. So I paused to grab a target of this other MiG-15. Now I'm going to try and come up behind him and let up. Just open up my guns, but he flies right past me again. We always seem to be going head on, because what you really want to do in a dogfight is get behind them and, you know, lead them so that you can put you know, some bullets in the back of them while they can't put bullets in the front of you, which really does raise the question, why don't you just put your gun on the back, so when they get you in a, just have some back facing missiles. I mean, get your shit together, America, come on. I mean, is that totally crazy? But anyway, yeah, there's another MiG flying past, and the bullets whizzing past. Those look like 23mm rounds. I don't think the MiGs are actually using their 30mm cannons because they have a low rate of fire, but if they run out of ammo, then we're going to have some serious lead coming at us. But yeah, these MiGs seem to be making a lot of chase, but they aren't taking any down. I think it might just be their weapons, really. In real life, I believe it was the pilot's skill, because America tends to have best of pilots. Well, eh. Anyway, so I tried to open a little fire, but I'm having trouble staying on the thing. I actually only really trained in the MiG, because usually I fly the planes to get an idea of the battle I'm going to have, but did I train in them? Am I a moron? Anyway, yeah, so I was saying, the American pilots really made the 10-to-1 kill ratio really happen in Korea. But yes, what I'm doing right here is counting MiGs, and I only see 2, and I'm like, wait, have we shot down another one? There must be another MiG. And then I look behind me and see some gunfire, and I found the other MiG, and I keep pausing to try and get targets, which is probably quite annoying. Seriously, that is annoying me now. But yeah, I pause to try and get this target so you can, like, so you don't have to accidentally fire your gun and so it's stationary. But yes, we are taking a significant amount of fire. Nothing hit us, but still, it's worrying. So I turn around just to face him to try and, well, get out of his gun range and try and just put some bullets in the front. Not that that ever really works. So I have had it work one time, but I wasn't recording. Anyway, so yes, now I'm going to try and chase him up again. It looks like the sky's really being lit up with something. I'm not sure whose guns those are, but I think it might be the MiGs. There's still 3 left. And oh, that was a really close encounter. I thought we were going to collide there. Jesus, these guys are crazy. And we've got another guy over there, but it looks like an F86 is chasing him down. But I decide to break left and try and chase this down as well. But annoyingly, he's coming right for me as well. I can never get behind these MiGs. They all seem to be heading for me all the time. So I'm having a really hard time. I've had obviously no kills so far, but we've only had 1 in total, I think. But yes, anyway, I decided to go for the locked camera so that I can fly from the outside and still have like a locked view, which is quite nice. Now I just need to find an enemy. There's another F86. It's really annoying that BD Armory doesn't recognize teams while giving you this aim assist, because I've had lots of things in this where I've been turning into a fight and it's been like, oh, shoot your friend. I'm like, no thanks. But yes, there's a couple of MiGs down here. I'm having a little trouble turning, so oh, there goes another MiG. It just hit the ground. I didn't see it get hit, I don't think, but yes, that is indeed another MiG. That's 2 for nothing. Hell yeah. I think this might be quite a realistic battle. Anyway, we get another beauty shot of that flying past, but obviously no shots on. And there's something behind us, but I think it's an F86, so we're fine. And yeah, so there's just 2 MiGs left. Hopefully they're not skilled enough to take us down. I maintain that the weapons were like ground attack weapons, and I got that wrong. But then you just use bombs. Anyway, so I'm just trying to chase this. He's chasing my good old friend, so I'm just trying to pull. But you can see the problem here is I literally don't have the turning capability. He just escapes me. I can't keep turning onto him, and when I roll over and try and do the same with this guy, he gets out of my view. And what I realize is I've actually nulled some of this wing pitch authority. And I was worried that if I changed... so anyway, yeah, basically I turn it up. Apparently I did that, I think it was when I was testing them. But yes, anyway, we've turned that up, so we should be able to turn a little faster. I think the problem was when I have it up to this level, it stalls quite a lot. But sometimes you gotta stall to kill a MiG. It's like making an omelette, but with murder. So yeah, now I'm just gonna chase down this guy and hope like hell that I can actually stay on his tail this time. Because I've had no luck, as you can see. And that's, well, I think it's a factor of the plane. But yeah, I think the MiG-15 and the F86 Sabre were reasonably well matched. They had similar top speeds and similar to stall speeds and maneuverability, but it was just a matter of a matter of the pilots. And actually, for a while, the MiGs were actually better than the enemy, than the American F86s, but because they kept upgrading them, as this tends to happen in wars, the F86 eventually had this kind of final rendition, which was just quite amazing. Anyway, you can see I'm trying to shoot down this MiG here for the last few minutes, and I'm just having no luck. And then he's below me, and I lose him because he's not my target, and something zips past my cockpit. Yeah, I'm having very little luck trying to shoot down these MiGs. But you can see these 3 F86s are just trying to tear apart this one MiG, and then another MiG flies right in front of me, and I see a bullet spring off. So I actually did get a hit there, but it wasn't a kill. And an F86 buzzes over my head chasing after him. Which, yeah, so I got my first hit, because you can see that bullet fly off at a weird angle, but it wasn't enough to get the kill. I don't think he's accurate enough for semi-long range. But yes, as I turn into it, I think I can get the kill, but I don't, and it flies right past my cockpit. And this kind of keeps happening, so I've just cut ahead to show you a few more little bits before the end of the battle. Yeah, here I am just trying to chase down this MiG, and I am leading it this time much better. I found one that actually wasn't running right for me. And as I open fire, I do hit the slight clip of bullet actually landing, but I'm not really sure. So, yeah, but I lose that again, because I just seem to lose MiGs. But an F86 is on its tail, so I won't have to worry about it. But anyway, here we are, in my final engagement with a MiG, and one has just flown past me, and I have decided that I am staying on this tail, no matter what, until this MiG is dead. And I'm unleashing fire in terrible directions and missing like hell, because yeah, oh, anyway, another MiG just exploded. You can see there's a little cloud of debris over there. That is another MiG down. There's one left. So if I'm going to get any glory in this video, it has to be this MiG. So I am not giving up. And you can see I have about the same turn rate as this now, but it flattens out like a fool because there's a bunch more F86s on its tail. And, yeah, so I'm just opening up, and you can hear explosions in the background of the third MiG to go down. And here we are, just upside down trying to shoot. And just trying to get some guns on target, and there goes a wing. I finally got a kill in one of these jets. Yes, I stripped off the wing, and it looked rather beautiful. Then I turned out of it for some reason because I almost hit the MiG. And all of the other F-86s pile in to finish him off, which is a bit of a kill steal, but I got that kill. I took its wing off. But yes, this has been semi-realistic. We have 4 F-86 Sabres alive, and 4 MiG-15s dead, well, one about to be dead. And that is, yes, kind of similar to the 10-to-1 kill ratio, which disappeared in Vietnam because they didn't train people. Oh yes, and there's the rest of the hits, the cloud of debris. But because the Americans didn't train their pilots to dogfight properly. But I'm trying to get a few more shots in before I hit the ground. Yes! So the only F-86 to die was because of my stupidity. But I did take down a MiG, so victory for me. But yes, in Vietnam, they kind of lost their piloting skill, their dogfighting skill, and these missiles that they were told to use didn't really work. So, I mean, at the start of Vietnam, it was kind of like 2-to-1, 1-to-1 sort of thing, and it was just pretty unacceptable, you know. But by the end of Vietnam, they got it back up to a 10-to-1 kill ratio, and that is kind of a benchmark, and we will be looking at that next episode. Yes, the next episode will be Vietnam. But this has been Korea. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you're looking forward to the next one, and we're going to go through as many wars as possible until I just have no more wars left, and then I'm just going to probably pitch planes for this place. I don't know. But anyway, and like I said, I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been KSP with Tape. I'll see you next time.